Ladies and gentlemen, depending on wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, namaste. I would like to extend a special thanks to Dr. Tambe for inviting me to this event and Sandeep Katar for organizing this beautiful event. I feel very privileged to be able to give my speech here today. My name is Agnieska Varpe, and I am talent acquisition specialist by profession, but I graduated from University of Warsaw in Indology. I have master's degree in Indian culture, Sanskrit language, history of India. Um, as a profession, what I do mostly is I match people, education, skill set, experience, to the best opportunities in the marketplace. Today I'm going to be speaking about importance of education in current times and different educational models. So my speech will be a little more general, not just in regards to India, but I think it will give us some good food for thoughts of what can we do as individuals to help future generations grow and develop. Many call Gandhi an utopian who dreamt of peaceful and harmonious society and world. He shared us his vision on politics and education that were very closely connected. The main aim between right political and educational systems was to bring element of goodness in every human being. He looked at education as the force that can help develop a person holistically on four-dimensional levels of mind, spirit, body, and heart. The aim of education was not only to let people flourish on an individual level, but also to make them realize the responsibility towards the society. Gandhi emphasized that literacy in itself is no education. He regarded education as something that can bring the best in everyone, regardless of caste, creed, nationality, sex. His views on education was greatly influenced by philosophy of ahimsa, satya, the truth, strong faith in God, and respect towards labor. Gandhi focused a lot on practical skills, highlighting that vocational training and work experience are at most importance. He believed that through this approach towards education, we will be able to finally achieve peace in the world. School is the second home for our children, where they learn about the world and they find society as their place in the society. We are still looking for a golden mean in approach to educational systems, and many countries vary in their approaches. So what I would like us to do is to have a look at two completely diametrically opposed education models, which is South Korea on one side and Finland on the other. So in South Korea, there is a very strong belief that very hard work can result in future success. There is no concept of talent, as hard work and diligence are considered by the force behind the success. There is no room for failure, and children are bombarded by exam after exam as the most appreciated way of making them study. Korea is 100% literate, but this success came with price. Students are put under tremendous pressure to perform. They study all year round, first at schools, and then they go back home and they meet with private tutors. And there is also very interesting observation from Joe Tobin, a professor uh, of he's the professor in University of Georgia, and he mentioned that in South Korea, the sizes of the class is really, really very big, and the teacher is just to lead the class and for a peer relationship to develop. Whereas in the US, for example, if we take just another example of the educational model, it's much more desired to have much smaller classes and this personal touch of the teacher student builds teacher student relationship. and also teacher intervenes in the peer relationships. Now let's have a look at the completely opposite side of the spectrum, Finnish model that promotes short school days, no homework, rare examination, and extracurriculars, believing that important learning happens outside the classrooms. It is about wide variety of learning experiences, low stress, intrinsic motivation, and the pursuit of personal interest. If we compare, let's say, hours of teaching that teachers spend in the classroom, let's say in Finland and US, it will be 600 hours in Finland to almost double 1,100 hours in the US. However, if there is, these are just two examples of completely different approaches to educational models, yet both produce great results. The question, however, is what do we want for our children? Finnish, where yet again, even in the year 2020, the year of the coronavirus, they were reported the happiest nation in the world. Whereas in South Korea, year on year, we have the highest rates of suicides. When we think about education nowadays, we mostly focus about benefits it is going to bring us or our children in future, equaling great job opportunities and security. Hardly any parent will think about schools as the place that is going to bring peace to the world. We definitely need more people like Gandhi who could remind us of those humanistic values that we tend to forget in our frantic world. And it is also worth pausing for a second and remind ourselves of our responsibilities towards upbringing future generations. Education does not end at school. We should ask ourselves a question: what can we do to help our children develop and be better human beings? We send our children to school at the age of approximately 5, 6, depending on country to country. However, a child's brain grows at the most rapid speed from the age 0 to 3. We have therefore a huge impact on who our child is going to become and how they will absorb the knowledge passed at educational institutions. Scientists are very curious about how human mind develops and conduct more and more studies to get better understanding on how personality is created and how human brain operates. Many agree that the most important factors behind learning is curiosity and interest. These are the forces behind creation of focus. When we look at the great world leaders such as Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, or Martin Luther King, we can notice that the reason why these people were actually able to gather such a crowd behind them was their passion that was driving their actions. To achieve anything in life, we definitely need hard work, but to achieve greatness, we need passion behind. It is therefore our responsibility as a parent, teacher, friend, neighbor, to develop and recognize interests and passions of our children and nurture them so that they can live the life of passion as Gandhi did and help us to create better society and the world. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Agnieska. My colleague Kalyani is having some issues with her network, so I would continue from here. Thank you so much, Agnieska, once again. अग्निस्का आपल्या संगमनेरची सूनही आहे आणि तिने खूप महत्वाचे मुद्दे इथे मांडले. 2 देशांच्या शिक्षण पद्धतीबद्दल ती बोलत होती. पण शेवटी निर्णय आपला आहे की आपल्या मुलांनी पुढे जाऊन काय व्यक्ती बनावा आणि त्यांच्यासाठी कुठल्या शिक्षण पद्धतीचं आपण अवलोकन करावं हा निर्णय आपला असणारे देश म्हणून, समाज म्हणून. आणि खूप महत्वाचा मुद्दा तिने आपल्या समोर इथे मांडला.